What's up, Mike? Jamal Finkley, Black Tree TV.
What's up, King?
What's going on with you, brother?
I can't call it, man. What kind of shirt is that, man? I got to get one of those.
Man, I got it from it's called a life code, man. I got it from some spot on Melrose before the pandemic. I don't
Like
even
a
know.
modern day Gordon Gartrell you got there.
That's what I tell people. It's my Gordon Gartrell.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I mean, that's kind of back in the day. When I look at your IMDb, you're about 20 years in the game now, man. And I
Really?
wonder, yeah, you go back to your old Law and Order. That's 20 years ago
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that you
Yeah.
appeared there. So I wonder, like, do you ever look at your performances of early performances now and just look at maybe how you've grown as an actor, and do you look back at that with any type of criticism, or everything just like moving forward?
That's a great question. The answer is I've tried and I can't get through it.
Okay,
When
yeah.
I look at my early work, I can't get through it. And I know there's some people who say, neither can I. Uh, and I don't know what to tell you, but you know, it doesn't matter if I was proud of it or not. Like, I just I don't really want to watch anything I'm doing now.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I don't want to watch me anymore. Like I kind of want to just do it and walk away from it. It makes it harder to sell the movie. If you haven't seen it? Um, but in a perfect world, I wouldn't have to watch anything I do. I just kind of do the work and walk away from it. But um, yeah, in terms of going back in time, I can't get through any of those movies. Really, I
yeah.
can't.
How was it working with Hillary Swank? I mean, first you're both Leos. That's a lot of Leo energy on screen together. But just to have a two-time Academy Award winner that you're playing with and playing across from, like, how was that vibe of going back and forth with her?
Incredible, in short, right? Like it was. It felt like jazz. It felt like, we had kind of this music on the page, and when we got to play it, we started to improvise. We started to just kind of meld and play our own solos, and it was just kind of magical in a way that you know most artists I think would actually understand in that way. So in that sense, it's like a dream come true in a lot of ways.
You are one very convincing liar.
I thought
What?
I thought we were playing a game.
A game?
A game. Like it's Vegas. There's what happens in Vegas.
game.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You're sorry you got caught in your own lies. You know, our actions have very serious repercussions, especially when they damage other people.
I guess it used to be true that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I think we've gotten past that in the age of social media, where really ain't nothing that happens in Vegas ever going to stay a secret. You think it's time to put that old adage away and just be like, don't even say that no more? Don't think you're gonna get away with Vegas?
I could stand by that. I could stand by that, and I don't think it's just Vegas.
Yeah,
I mean, the minute cell phones started having cameras on them, and I remember when that happened because I was shooting. I had done Too Fast, Too Furious in Miami, and everybody still had the disposable cameras back then, and I was blown away by people having them in clubs. And within like 2 years, cell phones had cameras, and it was just like, okay, so now you're being surveilled everywhere you go.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it doesn't matter if it's Vegas. People getting in trouble in Beverly Hills now.
yeah. And last question, though, I got to ask you about Deon, because he's a unique type of filmmaker. He has a unique energy, his independence, his exuberance of what he's doing. He's almost like a little kid playing around with real masterful skills while he do it. But how did you? I mean, this not your first time working with him. Of course, you did Intruder and Traffic, not Traffic, but just Intruder.
Yeah.
What's what's your just give me like your feedback on him as a director and as a spirit, that he is right now.
Um, I'd say Deon is unorthodox by design. He has no desire to be anything but authentically himself. And I respect that. I admire that. And I actually like working with him because of that. Um, he's not PC, you know what I mean? Like, he says what he feels, he says what he sees. And if you get this, if you get that, you nailed the take. You know what I mean? If as
Yeah,
soon as he says cut, Michael Ealy, then you nailed it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah.
you nailed it. Don't ask for another one. Walk away. But he's one of the most sincere individuals I've ever met. I don't know if you heard his story about how he got Dante Spinotti to shoot his movies. It's just magical. It's absolutely magical. And, he's an example of how being authentically yourself you still can succeed in this business. And I respect that and I appreciate it. And, I look forward to doing number 3.
Yeah, I have to ask, like, 'cause there was Denzel and Christopher Nolan and Judd Apatow all spoke out in the last couple of weeks about a certain studio's decision to release their 2021 slate simultaneously on streaming. From the economics point of view, from the actor's point of view, like, what do you think there needs to be as far as to get those people below the line, whole if the film industry has to go more streaming? Or I mean, what do you just think about that whole scenario of
I feel it's a little premature to react to this decision. I think the fear is that it will never come back. And I don't, just my personal opinion, it's not based on data, but my personal opinion is it will, but it won't be back to what it was. I think the window of a theatrical release will diminish. It used to be 90 days. And that was for the theater owner. That was more, negotiated on behalf of the theater owners. I think that window will decrease, and it'll be more so because of basic economics, supply and demand. You can't give people a movie the same time, or 2 weeks later or a month later, and then extend that time later. You can't go back to that. But I feel like everybody, including audience members, are of the ilk that this will be a temporary in
predicament?
like a temporary thing, like where I don't think Warner Brothers is going to release everything. I think by like June they're going to be like, okay, let's change this back up, right? Because they're going to see by June or July that people are going back to the movie theaters, and they're going to be like, okay, maybe we overreacted. Maybe we don't need to do the whole year. Who knows? But it was a bold decision, and it was bound to have a backlash. Economically, for certain actors and directors and producers, your money is tied to box office. It's a blow,
Yeah.
but I will say they didn't make this decision pre-COVID. They made it during the pandemic. They tried to push stuff out, and they tried to hold things off, but ultimately, it's always going to come down to money. And I think when there is an opportunity for them to make money theatrically, no studio is going to pass up on that opportunity. And I think it will go back. I think there will be a different version, but I think it will go back to theatrical releases only first.
Well, Mike, always great seeing you on screen. Great seeing you anywhere, brother. I'm a big fan of you personally and professionally, and can't wait to see you on the other side of this pandemic. Stay safe. People were saying Fatale is the black Fatal Attraction, and then my friends looked at it like, yo, that's better than Fatal Attraction, and I think that's a I think that's a fair statement because this is like was
My
one
man.
of the most thrilling movie of the year.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you,
Always.
Jamal. I'll see you, man.
All
Have a good holiday, all right?